Birding the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches. Check out thepalmbeaches.tv to learn more. On this episode of Birding the Palm Beaches, we're going to explore two of the most pristine natural areas in Palm Beach County in search of bobwhites and painted buntings. And along the way, we're going to stop by the coast in search of magnificent black skimmers. Let's go, Birding the Palm Beaches. Palm Beach County is one of the largest and most eco-diverse counties in all of Florida, and the Palm Beaches are a paradise of never-ending outdoor activities and things to do and see. An unmatched landscape of first-rate birding, incredible wildlife management areas, year-round fishing, a multitude of water sports, and exceptional beaches make this the best place to experience Florida. From the Everglades to the Atlantic Ocean, you are sure to find things to do that will stoke your passions and make lasting memories. Here in the Palm Beaches, birding and wildlife viewing is a big deal, even bigger than you might imagine. In fact, birding is second only to beach-related activities as a form of outdoor recreation for both visitors and residents. If you're already into birding, you probably know that Florida and Palm Beach County is considered one of the best places in the world for this activity. South Florida is a birding mecca, from the colorful and distinctive natural populations of wading birds to the specialties like Florida scrub jays and red cockaded woodpeckers, combined with the winter migration of flocks from up north. Palm Beach County is truly a birdwatcher's paradise. Birds of a feather flock together in the Palm Beaches. Big birds, little birds, pink birds, blue birds. The Palm Beaches is one of the best birding spots in the country. Discover the Palm Beaches and experience one of America's top birding destinations. Man, this is Palm Beach right here. Sailfish capital of the world for sure.
There we go, bring them in. All right.
This is an incredibly rich area, and it's just a couple of miles offshore. Sailfish here. Ooh, look at that. There he comes up. Ooh, look at that. Some of the best game fishing that you can have in the entire world. Birding the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches. Check out thepalmbeaches.tv to learn more. Palm Beach County's natural areas are home to some great birds. Pine Glades and Frenchman's Creek are two very productive natural areas and home to two very special birds. Now, these ephemeral wetlands are not only important for birds, but a whole diverse variety of other wildlife, like bobcats. And here this morning we've got fresh footprints of a nice bobcat that's been walking down, probably had a drink of water here and is now headed back into the thick scrub.
So we're still in Pine Glades and we're about a mile down south of the parking lot here. But I wanted to come down here and highlight this habitat here, this low grass and low palmetto and scattered pines. And this is a great spot to come and look for the northern bobwhite. So bobwhites used to be really numerous here in South Florida all throughout the state, but FWC is actually asking the public to report sightings now because their range has contracted so much. And the reason for that, in large part, is fire suppression. So the actual fact that we are reintroducing prescribed fire here on our natural areas, this land here we're standing in did not look like this 10 years ago. It was grown up, bushes all over the place, palmettos, but with the reintroduction of fire and management, we have this low grass here and low palmetto habitat that the bobwhites love. And now this is one of the best places and most consistent places where you can come out in the springtime and hear these birds, and if you're lucky, even see one.
So we've been to some amazing spots this morning. What more have you got in store?
So we just drove about 20 minutes from Pine Glades and we're back east here at Frenchman's Forest Natural Area. This has got an amazing mixed hardwood canopy forest. So today we're going to be checking out some of those songbirds, some more of the warblers, and see if we can luck into maybe some painted buntings, maybe some of those tanagers, some of those species.
Awesome.
All right, so James, I wanted to bring you out here because when you visit Frenchman's, no visit is complete until you make a stop here on the observation platform overlooking this lagoon. And as you can see, there's mangroves all around here. So the Intracoastal is only about a quarter mile east of us. We're situated right here between the Loxahatchee River and the Lake Worth Lagoon. And this is a great spot to come and get a few wading birds on your list for the day, and also maybe even luck into a manatee.
So Frenchman's Forest is known for, I suppose, a lot of warblers in this habitat, right?
Right, absolutely. So this is kind of one of the best spots to come, especially during the winter. See some of those warblers and some of the other songbirds, you know, the painted buntings, the tanagers that winter here. You can see we're canopied by these massive live oaks. Underneath we've got cocoa plum and this wild coffee. There's just a lot of forage for these birds here.
Oh, there we've got a painted bunting male. You see that? Beautiful.
Yeah, right in here. He just dropped into this brush here.
Lovely. And there's a female as well, just behind it.
Oh yes, yeah, I got her.
On the ground. Just hopped up. That's very cool.
Nice.
Painted buntings. What beautiful birds.
I mean, the color, it just looks like something out of a storybook, you know? It doesn't look real.
Beautiful male painted bunting. What a stunning bird. Look at the colors on this bird. Nearly every color in the rainbow. Blue, red, green on the back. Oh, what a magnificent bird. And you know, a lot of people think that painted buntings are buntings, but they're not actually true buntings. They are related to the cardinals, and they're part of the cardinal family. Wow. What a beauty this male is. And like most of the cardinal-like buntings, the males are brightly colored and the females are very, very drab. You can see the female is a very uniform green color. And also the young males will look just like the females until they brighten up and get their coloring. Painted buntings are listed as near threatened by the IUCN. And the reason for that is there's been a dramatic decline in their numbers over the years because they are captured in great numbers in their wintering grounds for the cage bird trade. Painted buntings range from the eastern seaboard of the United States of America down through the South
and then they winter in the Caribbean and Central America, all the way down to Panama, Costa Rica, and other parts of Central America.
So the amazing thing about painted buntings is they have a cut-off line around about the Space Coast in northern Florida, and that's where from there northwards, you'll see them almost year-round. But down here, you're only likely to see painted buntings during the winter time, and this is one of the best places to see them. Just goes to show you, you can get out beyond your doorsteps here in Palm Beach County. Remember, go to the website pbcnaturalareas.com to learn more about these fantastic places. This is Birding the Palm Beaches.
There's a gentler side of Florida, just waiting for you to discover it, where America's first resort destination was built and genuine hospitality began. A place with cleaner sands, warmer waters, and fewer crowds. A place different than the rest, one that exceeds, excels, and surpasses all expectation, waiting here just for you. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches.
Getting close to birds and wildlife on the water requires stealth. And for me, there's no better way to get close to birds and wildlife on the water than from a kayak. Kayaks can get you into so many different areas: shallow water, canals, sea, ocean, lagoons, creeks like this one that I'm on, where you can get really, really close. The Mirage Drive allows you to do just that on these Hobie kayaks. There's not excessive movement that's going to scare the birds or the wildlife, and you're able to sneak up very quietly, lock onto your subject, and then get those award-winning shots.
Birding the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches. Check out thepalmbeaches.tv to learn more.
Florida. Florida is a place that I grew up. It's a place that I've had passion for the environment, for the people, and for the community. There were years of fishing that was unbelievable. 100 fish days, you could say, in general. Fundamentally, nature does everything for itself. It doesn't need human involvement, it doesn't need human encroachment, it doesn't need humans to thrive. We go into an area and we decimate it for wealth, greed. We've put so much pressure on the land that there's a need for human involvement. I'm Kyle. I'm Keith. And we're the Mang Bros. Keith and I are Florida natives, born and raised in West Palm Beach. We started our mission in 2015 to give back to Mother Nature. Mang is a high-performance and gear company. We're dedicated to preserving and restoring our coastal ecosystem. So every product we sell, we actually plant a mangrove for you, and we call that our Buy One, Plant One initiative. We plant a mangrove in the ground for you, and then we send a certificate of the latitude and longitude of where that mangrove's planted at. So one day you can go visit your Mang and be like, "What's up, Mang?" So we came up with our Buy One, Plant One initiative as a way to give back to the environment and as a way to give back to our customers.
Kyle and I collect, grow, and plant mangroves to increase the survivability and productivity of each tree, giving them the best chance possible to make it in the wild. Every mangrove planted has the capability of providing habitat for thousands of organisms throughout its lifetime.
Keith and I wanted to make sure we're doing our part. And mangrove conservation is a great start to our coastal ecosystems. Mangroves provide habitat for bird species. These are rookeries for them. We have habitat for fish. So the roots that go into the ground, we call those prop roots on the red mangroves. They provide habitat at high tide for the fish to go up and hide. They also provide structure for oysters and barnacles to grow on. And then they also hold our sediments in the ground. So they help with soil erosion, and they help with sediment overload. Mangroves are probably one of the coolest species just because they have the ability to sequester carbon into the ground. That's a great ecosystem function, not only because carbon is actually a good thing. Carbon feeds the estuary and it also feeds our offshore reefs. Also, the leaves that drop from mangroves provide what we call detritus. That detritus breaks down into organic material that feeds bacteria, phytoplankton, zooplankton, any kind of fish that grows up in Florida. About 70 to 75% grow up in the estuary. So that detritus then breaks down through the system and it also sends rich nutrients out to our offshore reefs. Now we're looking at, last year we got 2,500 mangroves in the ground. This year we'd love to get 10,000.
And we're so thankful for all the support we have from all of our customers and everyone who supported our path along the way.
You know, the big thing we started the company was to give back. You know, Keith has always had a passion for planting trees, and I've always had a passion for the environment. You know, we're doing this for the future. You know, we're doing this for our kids and our kids' kids. And we're hoping that we're gonna start a movement of companies like us that are gonna really revolutionize the way that we consumers buy products and reap the benefits from those products. So when someone purchases a shirt, you get to tell them a story, right? You get to display your passion for the environment, your passion for these two dudes, Keith and Kyle, that want to plant mangroves for the rest of their lives. And without your support, we can't do that. We love this tree, we think it's cool, and we want to give back.
We want the generations under us to see the same beauty that we saw when we were growing up here in the state and understand why our ecosystems are important, and to be outside and not in front of a television screen. Get outside, enjoy the outdoors, sniff a leaf.
Yes, sniff a leaf.
This is Kyle Rossen from Mang, and he does some pretty cool stuff with mangroves. Tell us about it.
Sure, so Mang is for the environment. We're an environmental apparel brand that gives back. So for every product we sell, we plant a mangrove in your name, and then we give you the latitude and longitude. So today we're actually at our new planting location built by the county, and it's called Tarpon Cove. So today, a lot of people from the community are gonna have their first opportunity to plant mangroves grown by Mang. So we're happy and we're excited to do this. It's not every day we get to get out and plant mangroves. These mangroves we've been growing in our nursery for over 2 years. So it's really a special opportunity for us to connect the community and also to revitalize our habitat for birds, fish, and aquatic species. So today we're planting over 3,000 mangroves. In total, Mang has planted over 125,000 mangroves worldwide.
Wow.
So we've had a great opportunity to connect with the community in a lot of ways, just here in the local community in Palm Beach County, and then also to our international projects around the world. Environmentalism is all about giving back, so we put people, planet, profit, right?
Good launch, baby.
Hey guys, it's Kyle Rossen with Mang Gear, and today we're doing our inaugural planting of Tarpon Cove. This island was built by Palm Beach County in an effort to restore our coastlines. Mang is donating over 1,500 mangroves to this project today, and we're gonna be inviting the community with over 100 volunteers to come plant. We've got Spartina going in the ground, red mangroves, and we've got a lot of love for these mangs.
Today we're at Tarpon Cove, the latest mangrove restoration project in the Palm Beaches. Benji, tell me what's going on here.
All right, so this is really exciting, James. Tarpon Cove, like you said, it's the newest restoration project here in Lake Worth Lagoon. So this is the county's largest estuary, 20 miles in length from north to south, and we've been working hard for decades to restore habitat here. And this is kind of a model of what we've been doing for the last 15 years, which is filling up dredged holes. So these are unproductive cavities within the bottom of the lagoon that don't support a lot of habitat. And we're taking sand and backfilling these and bringing them up to create seagrass habitat, oyster reef, and mangroves. And today we've got 2 islands done here at Tarpon Cove, which will eventually be 45 acres of habitat. And we're gonna plant some mangroves today.
Wow, and tell us a little bit why mangroves are so important. I mean, they're great for filtering the water, keeping it clean, correct, and any other benefits?
Sure. So mangroves are hugely important on a number of different facets. I mean, obviously you talked about filtering the water quality. The other thing they do is provide nurseries for juvenile fish, right? They're so productive. They're filled with crabs and crustaceans and all this kind of life, and the juvenile fish take shelter here, they feed here, and they grow up before they can go out into the lagoon and then offshore. In total, for these two events, we'll have a little over 70 kids from different schools around the area who are going to come out here and help plant mangroves. Some of these schools have actually been raising these mangroves, so they're planting mangroves they've been raising for about a year in pots at their school. And then we also have a couple of schools locally here that are going to come out and keep monitoring this planting after it happens. So we're providing all of those benefits that we talked about, but we're also providing an outdoor classroom for kids to connect with our local environment.
That's so awesome. You know, it's so important when we look at living in these sort of urban and peri-urban areas where people really don't get the chance to explore the outdoors. We're now offering an opportunity here right in the Palm Beaches for local kids, local youth, for outdoor enthusiasts to really get out on the intracoastal waterway right in their backyards and enjoy nature. And this is going to be a huge investment for the future. So this whole mangrove project is really a community effort, right? You're getting everybody from the community involved. I see we've got the West Palm Beach Fishing Club here, for example. Tell us a little bit about the partners involved.
Right, so partnerships have been integral to this project, right? And it started, Palm Beach County Urban, we're the ones doing the restoration, but we got the sand for free, and that was from Rybovich Marina as well as Florida Inland Navigation District. They were doing dredging projects, and instead of disposing of the fill, they brought it here and placed it for free for us. So all of this sand that was used to create these islands, we got for free. So this is really efficient. Man Gear is here, an awesome local apparel company. They're donating 1,200 mangroves today to be planted on the island. And then we also have the LSIG community, which is right where these islands are here in West Palm Beach, who are coming out to plant. And over 2 planting projects, about 70 school kids are gonna be out here as well. It's just a fantastic way to not only build habitat, but also engage the community in caring about the nature that's right on their doorstep. So James, another thing that these mangrove restoration projects are doing, which is getting more and more important, is they're helping to mitigate climate change. So we've lost a lot of mangrove habitat over the last several decades, but mangroves are really a carbon sink. And so they're important for fighting climate change, but the other thing that they do is they help protect infrastructure here locally. And the way they do that is to break up wave attenuation and help to mitigate some of those storm surge effects that we see with this increased storm frequency that's happening as we see climate change kind of progress. So again, I mean, this island here, while it was a struggle for these residents to look at for a couple of years, now it's going to be habitat for fish, birds, just all kinds of species, a living classroom, and it's going to help us in the fight against climate change.
And it's going to provide a fishery for all that excellent offshore fishing that we have in the Palm Beaches, correct?
Absolutely, you got it. All those baby snapper and grouper and everything that we love to go out and catch, they're growing up right here.
So when you say a carbon sink, we're talking about mangroves taking carbon out of the atmosphere and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere, correct?
Correct. So they're really a tremendous carbon sink.
Well, we all know that together we make the biggest difference, and we start local, we start small, and we hope that these kind of projects spread out, leading by example, correct?
Absolutely, James.
Birds of a feather flock together in the Palm Beaches. Big birds, little birds, pink birds, blue birds. The Palm Beaches is one of the best birding spots in the country. Discover the Palm Beaches and experience one of America's top birding destinations. One of the most awesome things at Phipps Park, after you've gone for a surf and you've got out of the water, you can come up and experience the white squirrels of Phipps Park. There are actually 3 of them here, which is phenomenal to have 3 of these very rare white squirrels in one place. at the same time. They're not actually albinos, they are fully leucistic, which means that they've actually got black eyes, not the pink eyes of a normal albino squirrel. And to have 3 of them in one population at Phipps Park is very, very special. These are the awesome white squirrels of Phipps Park at the Palm Beaches. Birding the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches. Check out thepalmbeaches.tv to learn more.
So we've got fish jumping all around here, and another cool bird species that showed up last year in 2019. I think this year is the 17th year in a row that we've had American oyster catchers nesting and reproducing here in Lake Worth Lagoon. But last year we had black skimmers show up. So it's another one of these state-listed bird species. Black skimmers are these incredibly dramatic black and white birds with an orange beak. That beak is shaped just like a knife blade. And if you look closely at them, what you'll notice is the bottom part of that beak is longer than the top. And that's because they use that to feed. So what they'll do is they'll fly over the water and they'll put that bottom portion of their beak in the water and skim that water. And as soon as they feel that beak hit something, they snap it closed and bring it up. And that's kind of how those birds feed. And so to have them here breeding in Lake Worth Lagoon on the ground where they're supposed to be after decades of absence is just another sign that our restoration is doing the right thing.
Behind me is a colony of black skimmers and least terns. It's quite incredible. When I first came to Palm Beach County 12, 13 years ago, it was very difficult to see black skimmers here. And now, today, thanks to these spoil islands that have been built in the intracoastal waterway, these skimmers have returned in really good numbers. And it just shows you, you provide the habitat for birds and they will return. Black skimmers are very industrious parrots. They work all day skimming the surface of the water for bait fish, and then they return to the chicks on these spoil islands. And the chicks will then come up to them, beg for food, and the parents will then take the fish, which they sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 fish in their bill at a time, and then feed it to the youngsters. In this colony, there are several different sizes of babies. We've got babies that are just a few days old, all the way up to, a week or 2 old, and then also babies that are ready to fledge. And this is the time when that lower mandible will start to develop like a normal black skimmer mandible. And then that is the time that they'll leave the nest, but they don't know how to fish. So they'll then follow the parents and start learning how to skim and catch fish just like the parents do. One of the adults has just come in and fed the baby skimmers a fish. This is going to be the most active time when they're going to be fishing and returning back with fish. Sort of in the mornings. The light is beautiful on them right now. There's a least tern with a little chick behind it. And you can see the tiny chick is the same color as the shells and the debris on the Snook Island. So it's very difficult for a predator to see that little least tern from the air. So least terns are the smallest of our tern species. And it's quite nice because here we've got black skimmers, one of the largest of the tern or gulls. And then you've got least terns over here, which are the smallest of the tern species found here in North America. The Palm Beaches is a mecca for birding, right from the western communities of Palm Beach County through to the natural areas. We've got the Everglades right here, and then we've got the intracoastal waterway, and we've got the ocean. And it's quite incredible to see the fantastic work being done by organizations like MANG and Environmental Resources Management. And this is proof of a success story and just shows you how you can really take care of our natural resources and our natural environment with a little bit of effort.